Yo, what's going on, guys? This is not financial advice, okay? So today in this video, I'm just going to be going over a quick review of what happened today, okay? And today was, again, if you follow T-Trades, if you follow when I've said this in the past, okay, what you have to notice about today is, again, we took out the Asia range high and low again, okay? So if we mark the Asia high, which is, this is technically not the Asia high, but it's still the high right before Asia started, okay? This is the Asia low. Okay, we took up both before the market opened. What is that set up for? That sets up for a seek and destroy type of session. Okay, so we can see when we get in the open, okay, see how every single time we go above any high, we just dump, okay? We go above this high, we dump. This high, okay, you can even see like down here, we as soon as we wick below this low, we just retrace back up. Okay, as soon as we wick above these highs, okay, we just wick back down. So you have to, this is like one of those days where you have to be, I look for the 5 handle moves. Okay, I don't really hold that long. Looking back, I did go to class after about this time, and the only kind of textbook thing I saw was this short. Okay, so this is the only nice setup I saw, and I would have, obviously I would have taken the 5 points because of the type of day, and I maybe would have left one runner to the low. And if you notice, I would have gotten stopped on the runner, okay? So you can see what happened. If you did take this trade and you thought, okay, we're going to sell side, okay? You're not, it was not terrible, okay? It would have been good to leave a runner down here, but you just would have stopped the runner at break even, okay? And there's nothing you can do about that, okay? The other textbook setup I saw, and I may sneeze in a moment here, the other textbook setup I saw was this setup right here. So even though we never swept this external low, okay, as soon as you see a sweep of a low day, wicks going on a low day, but not really any candle close and not really any displacement, okay, and then you see a nice structure shift above this lower high, okay. As soon as you see something like this with a fair value gap, this is always pretty textbook play to take. Okay, low of day and high of day, they're always very, very good for using as buy side and sell side. Okay, and you can also see what this fair value gap is in discount, and this was kind of a tricky fair value gap. Okay, so in my Discord, I actually posted I'm not going to long right here. Okay, and what happened was, if you look closely, if I go to the 1 minute, okay, so we know where the 5 minute fair value gap is. Look what happened. We come down to this fair value gap. What do we create? Equal lows. We bounce off. Okay, these equal lows. We create more equal lows. Now look what happens. People who have their take profit up there, they're going to be like, oh, it's about to hit. It's never going to get hit, okay? And then what happens? We come down to these equal lows, take out both these, and then reverse again. So this is a lunchtime trade, and this is why I don't trade during lunch, because I guarantee you if I took this setup, I would have been stopped. So this is one of those trickier trades where if you have your stop loss to break even, you 100% would have gotten stopped. Again, if you have your stop loss in the right position, which would have been a low day, or I'd even say like on this order block, would you have ever been stopped? No, you would not have. So again, it's up to you what you want to do here. This was definitely tricky, especially if you were trading this in the 1 minute. Okay, if you were using the 5 minute, it probably would have just seemed like a small pullback or something. But again, whenever I'm on the 1 minute, I always imagine what would the 5 minute look like here, okay? And you got to kind of clump these candles together in head, because you know if you're in the 5 minute, all these candles will be clumped together into a few candles, okay? So that is something to kind of take into account. Right here, you kind of get another setup, and again, you could have longed here, okay? It would have been very much in drawdown, or you could have longed here. So in live time, how do I know which one to long? Well, you know, what I do is I wait for the confirmation setup. So whatever one we start bouncing off of and getting momentum off of, I look for a confirmation setup. So which means if I see us bouncing off this fair value gap with a fair value gap, I'll re-enter that. Okay, you can see in this, you never get a confirmation setup. And then here, we get a bounce off of, okay, and then here, where's the confirmation setup? It's right here, okay, in this fair value gap right here. And here's your confirmation setup. Your stop would have been under this order block, and I know this was equal lows. Okay, so myself would not have taken this trade. I'm assuming there's some people in here who maybe would have taken this trade, okay? And then your reward would have been up to here. And this is not truly bad risk reward. Okay, we're at a pretty low position. Okay, and this is about a 3-yard trade, so I would say this reward's pretty decent. Okay, and maybe you would have moved this up one, so now it'd be 2.8, and then your stop would have just been under the order block. So this was like another only play I saw. Okay, this play right here, you can see we end up taking these highs right here, these equal highs, and then we actually created more equal highs up here, interesting enough. I maybe would have tried a short here. Okay, my guess is we'll probably go back and hit these at some point because we left equal highs here and here. We'll see though. But I feel like this would definitely have been a nice short. Unfortunately, we never hit it. But this you can see was a textbook short. Okay, why is this a textbook short? It's because one, we've equal lows down here. Okay, and two, do you see how much displacement we break through this with? Okay, so if I draw a low here, okay. Now look at this. This is how I kind of measure it. Okay, I measure it from this high. So I measure the leg from this high to wherever the low is. So it would be right here. And now I use this box and I kind of drag it over to under. And you can see we almost did the leg that this leg was. Okay, usually if we're kind of over the 50% area of the next leg, usually if we go over the 50%, usually I consider that strong displacement. If we're not over the 50%, then I don't consider it strong displacement. So there's kind of that. And then we end up making equal lows down here again. Okay, you can see we bounce right here, and then we finally hit them. Okay, and then would that make you want to long this fair value gap or short this fair value gap? Absolutely not. Okay, the only reason I kind of draw a fair value gap like this is to see it use the support, and you can see so far it has been. And the reason why you're not short this is because, again, we swept equal lows. Why would you want to short this? You wouldn't, because, again, when you purge liquidity, you don't short the fair value gap after you purge also liquidity. So, again, this day you can tell just even from without volume, this is kind of a barcodey day. There looks like there wasn't too much volume. There wasn't. These are the biggest candles I saw all day. Besides these ones that open, this one open was pretty big. But overall, like today was not, I would say like in hindsight that price action is much easier to read. And I will be honest, okay, I only took one scalp today. I didn't really like the vibes of today. Okay, it seemed like accumulation to me. I feel like a big move is coming. I just don't know when. I'm going to wait till I see structure to support that. But yeah, if you look at NQ as well, okay, earlier in my voice chat I said this morning, I'm like, if you look at the 1 hour of NQ, like I know we technically have buy set up here, but I kind of said we're kind of getting a little toppish here. And I never use the word toppish, but I'm like, I want to say the word toppish, but I don't because, again, I trade ICT. I'm not going to be like, oh, this looks toppish, okay, because that usually means I'm wrong, right? If you're a retail trader saying this looks toppish, usually ends up getting broken through. But again, this chop, whenever I see chop in a giant zone on a high time frame, usually that means it's some accumulation, distribution, something like that. And I was kind of getting the vibes that we're going to end up dumping from here. And you can see, okay, we got a market structure set and another fair value gap here. And it wasn't the cleanest for rejections, okay, but your stop loss would have been up here, which never hit, okay? And this would have been the market structure set. Then you can just see how relatively weaker NQ was today compared to ES. Okay, ES didn't even hit this low versus NQ really smacked it and just went lower. So that's something to note. So yeah, today was definitely tricky. If you didn't really understand today in live time, I totally feel you. I know some good traders who did not even live trade today, which I do respect. I did not live trade today. I actually did once. That was a lie. I did like 2 demos as well, which I won 1, lost 1. So yeah, we'll see what tomorrow brings. I guess my bias is I don't really have one. Okay, I want to see ES kind of break this low. If we never break this on ES, okay, I'm not going to be bearish yet. You can see how it kind of uses, and this is support. So as long as we're above this, buy side is definitely in the works, okay? But if we do see a dump below this, I might switch my bias. We'll see tomorrow. But yeah, usually this just means tomorrow, if none of these conditions are met, I'll just go for 5 handles. That's it, and not really try to play anything else. But yeah, and another thing is ICT said every single day between 10 and 11 you can always find a 5-handle move. So that's another thing I'm going to start looking for and seeing if I can find those. I said to everyone, make it their homework in my Discord. So That's another thing I'm going to look for. But yeah, other than that, that's all I got for today's video. I am uploading a volume imbalance video soon. I'm probably going to do that Wednesday. I'm not really sure yet, but we'll see. So yeah, that's all for today. I hope everyone had a good day. And with that, I will see you guys later. Peace.